Good afternoon, T-Wolves! Mr. Quinton here with what we did for today, Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. All right. Want to go over the fact that we are still pushing through cultural diffusion. We introduced it on Monday. Yesterday, we talked about how it can be accomplished through trade. Today, we are talking about how we can do it through migration. And so I want you to picture in your mind, I want you to picture Mr. Quinton singing a Zoom song about all of the fun ways that he has to move the windows around and share his screens and chat with people. Whatever tune you can come up to for the Zoom song, that's what it is. And Mr. Quinton is off in Matopia land, in the land of Matopia. But unfortunately, things are not as good for him right now. So he has to drift off to T-Wolf Land. He moves on from Matopia and goes to T-Wolf Land, where he sings his Zoom song, and the people of T-Wolf Land enjoy the Zoom song, and they start singing the Zoom song too. Now, what I've just described to you is me going from one place to another is migration. And migration is what creates immigrants. So when you see or hear people talk about immigration, it is because they have migrated from one place to another. As I shared my Zoom song, as I shared a part of my culture with the people that of T-Wolf Land in my fictional scenario, I am spreading my culture. That is cultural diffusion. And that is what happens with migration. Cultural diffusion is a natural product of that. And that's what we're covering today, folks. So I need you to go to quarter two. If you were in first period, obviously you're already here. You're going to go to your correct period. You'll jump into week of December 7th. You're going to go ahead and run on into Wednesday, where you will see choose your pathway, immigration. So you get in there and you'll see that you have an assignment here that you're going to need to use the attachment for. Folks, when you go to click on the attachment, it is going to ask you to make a copy. So please make sure that you make your copy so that you have your slide deck to use. All right. This slide deck is going to be able to help you to fill out your actual assignment form. Now, this is for daily work. It is not for points. If you blow this off or if you mess around while you do this, when I ask you to come back and review this for notes, you are the one that will be hurt by not having the correct notes here for you, okay? So please make sure that you are utilizing these notes and utilizing this assignment, okay? So you're going to simply follow along and you're going to start at slide 1 and work your way through. You're going to note that the essential questions that are being asked are about what is migration, right? Which is simply when you move or when anyone moves from one place to another. And that place could be a city, a country, a region, a continent. That is migration. And why do people move? And you're going to be looking at push and pull factors. Oh, look, folks, we're bringing it again. Yes, things you have learned before, push and pull factors. Hopefully, you remember that a push factor is something that would make someone want to leave the area that they are in, like overpopulation or high crime, or perhaps maybe pollution, things along those lines. And we have those pull factors, things that make you want to go somewhere, perhaps better climate, perhaps better economic or job opportunity, maybe better schools. Those are things that create those push and pull factors that want you to either leave or go somewhere. That's the migration that helps to lead to cultural diffusion. And so those are the things that you're going to be thinking about. Positive and negative effects of culture through immigration. What are the characteristics that often get diffused through culture? Are cultural characteristics that get diffused through immigration? And so you get to move and see that there are directions right here. All right, so you have your immigration and cultural diffusions pathways. That's the actual assignment that you're doing here. And so that's part 1. Part 2 is to then choose your pathway and move on. So We have our immigration video, our migration video. This video is only about 2 or 3 minutes, and it's, again, just ways to give you examples and ideas that you can equate with the real world for being able to understand what push and pull factors cause migration. You'll then be able to review push factors with some examples, pull factors with some examples. And again, you're going to want to think about real world things, maybe things that have happened to you, like Hurricane Harvey, or moving to because your dad or your mom got a better job somewhere. Those are things that affected you, that caused you to migrate. Even though you may not have moved across the world, you might have moved across the state or even across the country. Once you've gone through that, you'll be able to stop here and then complete the first part. You'll notice that here I have completed the first part, and I have noted what migration is and what the difference between push and pull factors are. If you still have questions about it, go ahead and put those in there. If you don't have questions about it, you can just mark it NA or leave it blank like I have. I did NA, but you're welcome to leave it blank. So once you've done part 1, you can then move into part 2, which is doing the pathway tasks. So you're going to do task 1, task 2, task 3, and task 4. And let me show you. Here is task 1, where you're going to put in some facts, and you're going to explain why you chose them. Task 2, you're going to look at some sources. Folks, I only need 2 sources, just 2 sources. Don't worry about these extra boxes down here. I only need 2 sources. Task 3 is to look at these questions and answer them. And task 4 is to do a picture this, where you get to have a picture, tell me what it is, and explain why you chose it. Now, where do I get my information for all this, Mr. Quinton? Great question. You are going to move straight to slide number 9 here, where you get to choose your pathway. You can choose to look at Mexico, Ireland, Japan, Germany, Somalia, or India. And let's say that just for fun that you chose Germany. You click on that there and you'll go directly to the slide. You only need to choose one pathway. So don't worry about the other pathways. If you chose Germany, you only deal with this one. You're going to click on the fast facts. Do not worry about source 1, no matter which pathway you choose. Do not worry about source 1. It's not going to work correctly. So you have fast facts, you have source 2, and source 3. And that will help you to do task 1, which is about the fast facts, so some quick facts and why you chose them. Task 2, from your sources 2 and 3, again, because you only need 2 sources, so that you can do your 3 to 5 main points and what you thought about the source. Then you can do task 3, which will help you with the discussion questions and answers, and task 4 for your picture this. You'll also notice that task 4 has you jump to the very last slide so that you can put your picture in there as well. Because again, this is for you, so these are going to be notes that you can come back and study, so go ahead and have that picture there as well. And you can put that in here. Now, if you, again, I chose Japan, which you can probably tell if you've paused the video yet. You might be able to tell that I chose Japan, but you can look at my answers and see how I answered questions. But please, again, use your own answers. Don't just copy my stuff. These need to be in your words. And that's all you're doing, folks. Again, this is for daily work. It is not for points. So it's due at 11:59 for attendance purposes. So make sure you get it in if you were not in class today. Other than that, this is just for your edification to make sure you have notes that you can study for the test on Monday. All right. As you always, if you have any questions, send me a note in Schoology or send me an email. I hope that you have an amazing day. Mr. Quinton, out.